Cardi B is a name that sparks conversation the moment it's mentioned. From her rise as a social media personality, to her chart-topping hits, to her bold and unfiltered personality, Cardi has built a career by refusing to blend in. She has always been loud, proud, and unapologetically herself. But recently, Cardi found herself at the center of a drama that didn't take place on stage, in the studio, or on Instagram Live. It happened in a courtroom. Reports of a heated exchange between Cardi B and a plaintiff's attorney quickly spread, and it left fans and critics stunned at just how fiery things became when the rapper was pushed during questioning. To understand why this moment blew up, let's take a step back. Cardi B's career has been filled with both massive success and non-stop controversy. She broke records as one of the few female rappers to dominate the charts with back-to-back hits. And she even became the first solo female rapper to win a Grammy for Best Rap Album with Invasion of Privacy. But with that level of fame comes scrutiny, lawsuits, and legal drama. Cardi has faced defamation claims, lawsuits tied to alleged altercations, and multiple court appearances. So while seeing her in a courtroom isn't entirely new, this particular hearing had a moment that truly stood out. And it was her heated clash with the plaintiff's attorney. According to people inside the courtroom, the attorney aggressively pushed Cardi during questioning. Reports suggest that the line of questioning was not only relentless, but also framed in a way that felt disrespectful. If there's one thing fans know about Cardi, it's that she doesn't let disrespect slide. That's when things got explosive. Cardi, rather than staying silent and relying only on her legal team, pushed back. Witnesses described the back and forth as tense and electric, with both sides refusing to give ground. At one point, sources say the plaintiff's attorney tried to corner Cardi with a series of rapid-fire questions, attempting to poke holes in her statements. Cardi fired back sharply, calling out the lawyer for twisting her words. Her tone, confidence, and refusal to shrink down shocked the courtroom. The judge reportedly had to step in to remind both parties to maintain professionalism. But by then, the damage and the drama had already been done. The courtroom was buzzing, and word of the exchange began spreading beyond those four walls. For Cardi, this wasn't just about answering questions. It was about defending her character. Throughout her career, she has been very vocal about how people constantly try to paint her in a negative light because of her Bronx upbringing, her past as a dancer, and her outspoken personality. She has made it clear time and time again that she refuses to be disrespected or underestimated. This courtroom moment was simply another extension of who Cardi B really is. Unfiltered, outspoken, and unwilling to let anyone treat her as less than. Legal analysts quickly began weighing in on the situation. Some suggested that Cardi's boldness could hurt her in front of a judge or jury. In a courtroom, emotional outbursts and back-and-forth arguments are often frowned upon. It could create an image of being combative rather than cooperative. But others argued the exact opposite, that Cardi's refusal to let herself be intimidated could actually work in her favor. Jurors often appreciate authenticity, and Cardi has never been anything but herself. She doesn't play roles. What you see is what you get. And in a system where celebrities are often criticized for being too polished or too fake, Cardi's raw honesty could resonate. This isn't the first time Cardi has made headlines for courtroom drama. In 2018, she was charged in connection to an alleged altercation at a New York nightclub. Prosecutors claimed that Cardi was involved in ordering an attack on two bartenders, though she denied those allegations. The case dragged on for years, and every time she showed up to court, her fashion choices and her presence became a media circus. In 2022, she also won a high-profile defamation case against blogger Tasha K, who was ordered to pay Cardi millions in damages for spreading false rumors. That victory showed that Cardi knows how to use the legal system to protect herself, And it proved that she's not afraid to fight back against those who try to damage her reputation. What makes this current clash with the plaintiff's attorney so fascinating is that it feels like a perfect storm of Cardi's personality and the rigid nature of the legal system. Courtrooms are built on rules, structure, and order. Cardi, on the other hand, thrives in chaos, in speaking her mind, and in standing up for herself in the rawest, realist way possible. So, when the attorney pressed her too far, it was only natural that sparks were going to fly. Fans, of course, had plenty to say about the situation. Social media erupted with reactions, memes, and divided opinions. Some praised Cardi for standing her ground, saying it was refreshing to see a celebrity refuse to let a lawyer talk down to them. Others worried that Cardi's attitude could hurt her in the long run, with critics pointing out that no matter how famous she is, courtrooms demand a level of composure that even stars can't get around. But one thing is certain: Cardi B knows how to command attention, whether she's in a stadium filled with thousands of fans or in a courtroom with just a handful of people watching. For the plaintiff's attorney, the exchange may have been a strategy to rattle Cardi and make her slip up. Lawyers often use aggressive questioning to see if witnesses or defendants will reveal inconsistencies. But what they got instead was a full dose of Cardi B's fire, and if anything, it made her look more unshakable. Looking at the bigger picture, this incident adds to the complicated legacy of Cardi B. She's not just a rapper, not just a reality TV star turned music icon. She's someone who has repeatedly shown that she will not conform to expectations. Whether people love her or hate her, they have to respect her for being consistent. She is the same Cardi inside the courtroom that she is on Instagram Live, and that raw authenticity is part of why she has built such a loyal fan base. As the case continues to unfold, all eyes will remain on Cardi. Will her fiery exchange with the attorney end up helping or hurting her case? Only time will tell. But one thing is guaranteed: Cardi B will keep being herself, and she will never let anyone, whether it's a critic, a fan, or even a courtroom attorney, silence her voice. Cardi once said in an interview, "I'm not afraid to say how I feel, even if it makes people uncomfortable." That quote sums up exactly what happened in that courtroom. She wasn't there to play a role. She wasn't there to look polished for the cameras. She was there to defend herself, and she did it in the only way Cardi B knows how: unapologetically. This courtroom showdown will likely go down as another unforgettable chapter in her career, a moment where Cardi B once again proved that whether she's dropping hit records or clapping back at lawyers, she will always remain true to herself.